Welcome back to Inside Bristol. I'm your host, Sheridan Nichols, and I've got Alan Howard with me today from the fire department. Thank you so much for being here. Well, summer break is looming. I think all the kids are getting excited, which means they'll be out running full force around town, and we want to make sure that we keep everybody safe this summer. So give us some summer safety tips, not just for our young ones, but for all of us.
Well, basically, we're going to focus a little bit on the kids, but these are for everyone. First thing, of course, is the sun and the hot weather. Make sure that yourself and your children, if you're going to be out all day, make sure you use a sunscreen that is a broad spectrum that has at least an SPF of 30, and reapply that every couple of hours as needed. Wear a big wide brimmed hat and cool off in the shade. And if you do have to work during the summer, try not to work during the heat of the day if you can help it. You know, those hours from about 1 to 4 when the sun's really hot. Make sure you drink plenty of water or a sports drink and stay good and hydrated, and take as many breaks as you can and stay cooled off.
That is a good tip. And I think the sunscreen, that's the easiest one to forget. But, you know, they've made it so easy now with all the spray cans and with just a face thing. But I still like that kind of blue lizard, the really thick white. I do try and put that on my kids because they're fair, and it's just so much easier. And then you know they're really protected and safe. And there's nothing worse than going out swimming all day and then coming back and not being able to move. So
ruin that first day of vacation, get sunburnt the first day, and the rest of the time shot. So, and
staying hydrated, that's another really good one. What else?
I'll talk about water safety. Talk about going to the pool or the lake. Make sure you don't swim alone, even adults. You know, make sure that you're going to have somebody with you. Never dive into a body of water that you've never been to, or a lake or anything like that, or into shallow water. Make sure you know the water depth before you dive in head first. If you are going to be out in a lake or a river, make sure everyone who gets in the water has a PFD life jacket on before they get in. And if you're at the pool, don't push, shove, run, horseplay type thing so someone doesn't fall down. Hit their head or something on the concrete at the pool. And also, if you're going to be out and going all day, we can talk about pets for a minute. If you have outside pets, make sure they have a shady spot to get in. Make sure they have plenty of water to drink. They'll need a lot more water than they did in the spring and the fall and the winter. And if you take them with you, don't leave them in the car unattended, because your vehicle can get extremely warm in the direct sunlight. Even if the air temperature is not that hot that you're thinking about, the car with the windows rolled up and everything, they can get very hot.
Very dangerous. So those are some very good tips, things that we definitely need to remember. And I was thinking, as you said that with the lake, knowing what's going on with Boone Lake, I should imagine Holston will be incredibly busy this summer, like busier than it's ever been.
You would think so.
You would think that everybody's sort of either moved there. I'm sure some also went to Watauga, but either way, both those water areas, or those waterways in our area, definitely need to maybe be more aware of that and mindful and just be careful when you're out.
Absolutely. Now we'll move along to some transportation. Teen drivers, maybe just got their driver's license this spring and they're getting out of school and going to be driving this summer. And even the adults who are out, the kids are out of school, so they're going to be out running around everywhere and playing, So a lot of things, teens and adults both, distractions while you're driving, no texting and driving, cell phone calls, your passengers in the vehicle with you, especially teenagers who get in-depth conversations with their passengers that might not let them pay as much attention as possible, as they should pay attention. Speed limits, speeding, always a big concern of whether you're a teenage driver or an adult driver, and always wear your seat belts. And for those kids who are not old enough to drive, who are out on their bikes and skateboards, just remember, always wear helmets and pads. It's best to skateboard in the skate park. We have one here in Bristol. Bike, we have miles of biking trails here in Bristol. But if you are going to ride your bike on the street, just remember that you have to obey the same traffic laws as cars for stopping and turning and things like that. And the biggest thing is make sure you get your helmets on and the appropriate pads.
These are all great tips. I hope are we writing these down or making that mental note? There are things most of us know, and intuitively we know, oh, wear your helmet, or oh, do this. But I think it's summertime, kids are a little like, whoa, let's go, and they just forget. And so I think it's just a good reminder. And even though as a parent, it definitely takes a little bit more time to sit and to just discuss, or to even put consequences if they don't put the sunscreen on, or if they do, horse around at the pool or at the lake, or, go out on the bike without the right equipment. I think it's still obviously so worth it.
Absolutely. And with summer, everybody's in a hurry maybe to get someplace, or not paying as much attention. Right. So just take that extra minute to be safe. And I think, just the last thing, the chore that comes with spring and summer is mowing for us adults, or maybe some of the older teens. Just make sure before you mow, you walk through the yard, pick up rocks, sticks, anything that the lawnmower could throw and hit someone else. Make sure you wear sturdy shoes. Don't be mowing in flip-flops. Yeah. That can always cause a problem. Make sure you keep all the guards and shields that came with the mower on the mower. Mm-hmm. If you have a riding mower, don't ride your children on the mower while you're mowing. That can always cause problems. And mow straight up and down hills instead of across them. So if you're on a riding mower, it won't tip over, or even a push mower, it can get away from you.
Being in this industry, and especially your industry, we've seen a lot of tragedies with that. So we want to make sure people are really aware on. I think that's one of those people think that it wouldn't happen to me, and it's very sad. So.
Well, it's something you do once a week from March or April to October, and you think nothing happens, but it does. So, but that's all we have.
Some good summer safety tips.
Yeah, have a good summer and be safe.
Great, thank you, Alan. We appreciate it, and we appreciate you for watching. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.